Hello again. Here we are in week 2. So even though it's only week 2, remember this is at the end of this week we'll be at the 25% mark. We'll be a quarter of the way done. So last week you chose your topic, you familiarized yourself with the library, stuff like that. You did the syllabus quiz, all of that. Now it's time to move on to research. So by Monday or Tuesday this week, you'll get feedback on your topic. Make sure you look at that feedback before you go any farther and contact me with any questions you've got. So once you've done that, this week it's all about sources. So this week's goals, learning how to evaluate sources for reliability and quality, selecting sources, and writing a strong topic proposal. So notice that even though it's only week 2, we're already into that second component, that second required check-stop component of the research essay, or of the research project. There will be a research proposal video. Please watch that. Otherwise, this week, so you need to watch this video that you're doing. Good job. Watch the research proposal guidelines video. Look at all sorts of stuff about evaluating sources. If you take just one thing out of this course, hopefully it's how to recognize good sources. That's really, really key, and that's going to come in really handy as you move forward, not just in this class, but in the rest of your life. So, not to overstate it. So then, there are a bunch of resources here. Aside from the 2 videos, there are like 5 or 6 resources about evaluating sources. The ones that say essential reading are the absolute musts. There's another one that's a good thing to look at, so still look at it, but definitely make sure that you give some time to these essential readings. You also have some things to do this week. You have another discussion forum. This one's a little bit more involved, so you might want to take a little bit more time to do this one. And make sure you have already read the topic proposal assignment and familiarized yourself with that before doing the forum. Then the actual topic proposal itself is due on Sunday. So, a couple things. I wanted to give you a little heads up about the discussion forum. This one is going to take you some work. One thing I wanted to, hopefully you noticed last week, the discussion forums are about collaboration, about helping each other out. So writing should be, in part, a collaborative effort. I don't think anybody really writes just by themselves. They don't have all their own ideas and write it all their own way. As writers, we collaborate in many ways. So it's got to still be your own work, but you can always look for advice from others. And what better place to find advice than the people who are doing the same thing as you. So this will be a group thing. You'll be sorted into a group randomly, and Moodle does a random group thing. Your initial post, you have to post at least 3 sources, title, author, and hopefully a link from where you found it. You have to be able to give access to your sources to the people who are replying to you. So if you don't have a link, you should hopefully upload like a copy of a document so that everybody can see your sources, including me. Then so you post your source, you talk about if it's reliable or not, and explain why, and then give us a little bit about how your research is going. So then that's your initial post. Then you need to reply to at least 3 of your classmates' posts, if not more. The more the better in this case. You need to actually go look at their articles that they have posted, review them, and decide if you agree with the initial poster, if it's reliable or not, and give as much information as you can. So you're helping each other out. So if someone posts something that's reliable, but maybe they've missed that it's actually a website that is a corporation trying to sell something, that's easy to miss. Those are the things that you should help each other out with. So that's something important for this week. Make sure you do that and give some time to it. I also wanted to show you, this is a resource for this week, the requirements for your sources. So this is already starting to think about your annotated bibliography, which you should already be thinking about. You can use the sources that you use in your research proposal for your annotated bibliography, so it's important to know this already. So you have to have scholarly sources. At least 70% of your sources for your essay must be scholarly. So that's academic journals, books published by an academic publisher, things like that. You can't use more than 2 website sources, so that's just a straight up website. That doesn't include something like a New York Times article that could also be found in print. It also doesn't count. Sometimes you'll find online journal articles. That doesn't count. I'm thinking a website like you just Googled something and there it is. The majority of your sources have to come from the library databases or other academic databases, but please, please, please don't pay for sources. If you find that you're behind a paywall, if they're trying to get you to pay for a source that you really need, the HCC library is super good at finding those for free. So if you come into contact with that, make sure that you contact the library before you pay for anything. There are also unusable sources. So anything that's unreliable is, of course, unusable. No encyclopedias or dictionaries. And if you're looking for things other than journal articles or books, you can interview someone that's an expert in the field. So you can't just like interview me because I've read an article about something, but if you actually truly know and can contact an expert in the field, feel free to do an interview. And there are also things like videos, lectures, newscasts, all of that, TED Talks, Netflix documentaries. Those are good places to find some information. So don't just use those. Make sure they're reliable. You have to still evaluate them for reliability, but you can use things other than journals and books. So that's the overview for this week. Make sure you get that research proposal in, and make sure you watch the research proposal video first. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next week.